to another Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 131, and we are here at the Spencer, West Virginia Patch Turned Up Studio. And with me, as always, Justin.
Howdy.
And Joe.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Sorry, Justin. I don't know what you got on your agenda. Probably maybe the same as mine. But Joe, you have a Valentine, so
Yes.
you better do some work. Is all I'm saying.
I already cashed in my points, boys, and I think I'm gonna be able to come home tonight.
Says everybody that gets home and is like, wait a minute. As I'm sure some people can relate, and I know I definitely can. I've had Valentine's Days go askew and had to make excuses and do recovery work and promise that next year will be better. But you know, anyway.
Or just tell them, hey, you got me on the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, that has never worked in my favor. I'm just saying. We'll throw that out there. But happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I saw Miss Diane going down the hallway for our preschool.
Yes.
She had on the little head thing with hearts on it, and I know it's a big day for the little ones.
Oh, yeah.
They love it, and you know, it's good stuff. So
Yeah, in their eyes,
like fun holidays.
In their eyes, it's like International Candy Day.
Yeah. It's a sweet holiday. Anyway, there you go. That's your pun for the day. But tech show. We're doing a tech show. Let's get away from this mushy romance.
Oh, trust me, today's stories are far from it.
Oh gosh. So that makes me worry for humanity, Joe. Gosh, here we go. So technology. You got a good lineup today. And
yes.
we didn't get to talk before the show. We didn't have our pre-production meeting, which I blame Justin for. Just saying, but no. But sometimes we do, but today is not that day. So every story today is just going to be a complete surprise.
We've got the bullet points. That's it.
Yeah. So Joe starts off. Tell us about Apple in the news today.
Okay, so if you're an Apple user, you want to update your devices. Apple releases a new fix for iPhone 0-day exploited by hackers. This one has me kind of nervous, guys. So Apple yesterday, as of this recording, released a new version of the iPhone and iPad's operating system to fix a vulnerability that hackers were exploiting in the wild, meaning that they were taking advantage of the hack to hack Apple devices. The latest bug was in WebKit, Apple's browser engine that runs Safari, and historically popular target for hackers since it can open up access to the rest of the device's data. So this is what has me nervous, guys.
Well, hold on. What was the update to?
iPhone and iPads.
But I mean, is there last time it was 16.3? Is there?
I think it's 16.3.1.
Okay. I'm sending it out to all my knucklehead friends that have iPhones.
Well, I was gonna say I saw you grab your phone. I was like, ooh, I know what Dave's doing.
Including my own kids.
You're an offspring.
Gosh, 16.3.1.
Yes. And here's what has me nervous. Apple says update devices. There's a security breach. Or there's a security flaw that they found that's actually being exploited, which means there's bad guys taking advantage of this issue. But they're not exactly saying what can happen if the phone's been compromised. So to me, that says there's something serious going on.
Yeah.
Like if they're keeping tight-lipped on what can happen, it must be pretty bad. Because usually most of the time they'll say, well, here's what's going on, blah, 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 and they'll just drown you in information. This one, they're kind of tight-lipped. Everything's just kind of short, simple point. Update because we told you update.
Jeez. All right, send it out to the people that want to know about it or care enough to know, I guess. Sorry if you're not on that list. I apologize.
They must be on Android.
Hopefully you're on Android, but I don't know. We'll see. But it looks like our FTP rate is really low, Joe. What's going on, man?
I don't know.
I don't either. Anyway, a little bit of glitch in the video, but it'll be okay.
Oh, it'll come out in the wash.
So you think maybe they're really scrambling to get this fixed, Joe? Because
yeah, apparently
pretty serious potentially.
Yeah, because it wasn't in like a big update. They just kind of came out of the blue, out of nowhere, and they're saying like update and update now, and they're pretty tight-lipped on what all's going on. So, to me personally, when they're kind of pressuring you, but they're really vague, that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I'll pass the word along.
Because I need to.
I'm still sending it out.
Well, see, I didn't notify my Apple people, so I need to do that as well.
Welcome to the show where we pause to let people know as the show's going on.
To help out the Apple people.
Yeah.
Poor Apple people. You poor thing. we had, I don't know, if anybody out there knows Corey Clarkson, my gosh, we laughed so hard because one of my kids said something, he turned around and said, "Oh, you poor thing." And they were younger, they were like maybe 10, something like that, and they didn't understand it, you know. They were just
Right.
like, what? Why am I a poor thing? They looked at me and looked around a little bit, and he turned around, he stopped, he's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're so pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, that ranks right up there with bless your heart.
That's it. Bless your little heart.
Yeah.
So he just kept reeling them off because that came next, and they still didn't get it. You know, they're just like, I don't understand. It's like, don't worry, it's over your head. You're reinforcing the point by not understanding.
Just walk away.
But we laughed so hard, so that became our inside joke. Anytime anybody say something a little silly, or not get a point, or miss a comment, we just like, oh, bless your little heart. You poor thing. You're so pretty. And then once the kids figure it out, they're like, just stop it, just stop it.
It's not funny anymore.
We're like, no, really. It's like, and then we started with the whole, hey, where's your helmet?
Do you need an adult?
Yeah. But oh my gosh, it was a running joke for probably 2 years. Yeah. So my kids were like, "What the heck? We need a new joke." It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. This one's still pretty good. Anyway, Apple users, you poor thing.
Yeah.
Oh, get ready. The hits keep a coming.
Oh gosh, that's not good.
So our next story.
Well, hold on,
Okay.
Joe.
Ooh,
I've got a quick Apple story for
Ooh,
you.
ooh.
Remember those air tags that have been brought up before, and we're shaking our head a little bit because you could use them to stalk people and all sorts
Yeah,
of
there's
nonsense.
literally nothing good to come out of them.
Yep. Family in North Carolina found some car thieves and their car in about 2 hours because they used one of those tags in their car.
Really?
Really?
Looked outside one morning, their car had been stolen,
Yeah.
pulled up their phone, showed the police where they're at, and they went and arrested them.
Well, that is the first
The
story.
flip side of it.
That is the first story that I've ever heard of Apple tags being used for something good.
I know. How long have they been out? And we're just now getting
That's
some
why.
good stories.
That's why it's newsworthy, because it's like, hey, we finally found a good use for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So the bloody brilliant person in the meeting's like, I told you so.
Yeah, I informed you thusly. I informed you thusly.
I knew it'd pay off.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Somebody write it down.
Yeah.
Let's keep a tally.
Hurry, let's find another one. That's amazing.
Yep.
I'm in shock and awe that this was actually to a good use.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe, I mean,
I was trying to think one of those sayings about, blind squirrel finds a nut every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah.
One of those for you.
Yeah.
You have your own version.
a dead watch is good, or
It's right
right time
a day.
once
Watch,
a day,
yeah,
or
yeah.
twice a day. Or
Yeah, right, twice a day.
Yeah. There we go.
See?
We're good.
Yeah, we
We're
got these
practically
down.
pros at throwing out these quips. Let
Yep.
me just tell you, people. We're gonna have to add a fourth person just to help in that aspect.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Listen, I got this."
Yeah.
Thank goodness somebody does.
Yeah.
Feel free to call in and help us. Comment in with any quips that you feel like fit this situation.
Exactly.
Anyway, all right.
Google's up next?
Apple, gosh, 16.3.1. Go
Yes.
in and manually update it. And I have this conversation every time. I'm like, hey, update your Apple phone. Oh, it does it automatically.
Just do it.
Well, I'm like, I wouldn't tell you if it happened automatically. Does that make sense?
Well, or at least speed up the process.
Right. Well, they're so
Yeah.
confident. And then I literally was standing at the track after a workout and had a guy. I saw his Apple phone. I was like, hey, just FYI, you need to update it automatically. I was like, well, do you care to go in and check and let me just see? Because I'm curious how that works. He went in and checked and it did not update, but it was available.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same
it's
exact thing when I was sitting here one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just like, well, what's that about? I was like, you're welcome. You paid a lot of money to not get updates when you really need them.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
we talked about it, and he's like, how do you know this? I was like, excellent question. Because trust me, it's not me.
Yeah.
I got a guy named Joe. He fills me in on this stuff. So, But
Yeah, we were sitting in here, and I had to pull it up and do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't notify me that one time.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
just-
I went into settings. It was like, hey, there's this. It's available if you want it. I'm like, why didn't you?
Yeah. Why don't you just?
There's a
run
pop
it?
up for everything else
Yeah.
to let me know about, like
So
Facebook.
for
And,
Joe, just quickly, so you go into settings,
Yes.
and then where do you go?
I think it's about
general.
Yeah, general,
Okay.
and then updates.
Okay.
General settings. And
I had one of them had a question like, I can't remember how to get there. I was like, if you had an Android, you wouldn't have these issues.
Exactly.
Anyway. All right.
Speaking of which, Justin, have you regretted moving over to Android?
No, but I haven't really noticed any updates. Maybe
'Cause they
they've
run
been
automatically.
Yeah, you don't have to mess with it. It does it automatically.
Huh. Okay. I don't know. It's a dream.
Yeah. Get some Apple users. Anyway, all right, let's go on to Google because we've
The Goog.
made enough fun of the Apple users, you poor
Yep.
things.
Oh,
And
well,
bless your little hearts.
Well, for some reason, I don't think you guys got that quite out of your system yet. So here we go. Here's another story.
Oh, gosh.
So if you have an iPhone and use Google Photos, there's a good chance your Google Photos has been broken on your iPhone or iPad.
Oh, boy.
Broken.
Yeah, so several users have reported that the app crashes almost instantly when they try to open it. And it appears to be broken after running the 16.3.1 update. So, and here's the crazy part. It's not happening to everybody. So if you ran the 16.3.1 update that we just told you to run, and your Google Photos app does not work, just a heads up, A, you're not alone, and B, wait it out, and Google should be addressing the issue. But they don't, at this point, since the update was just released yesterday, as of 11 o'clock last night, they didn't know what was causing the issue, but they were looking into it.
Yeah, I used to be in that camp. You know, had an iPhone with majority of the apps I was using being Google apps. So it's kind of Apple using Android style software all the time. So I was always using Google Drive and Photos and all that stuff. Side note, Joe, I went out and changed a ton of my passwords to generated strong, crazy.
Did you use Bitwarden?
No, I just used
I changed
something
mine
else.
too, Joe. Password 1234 5.
Oh, I need to show you. I forgot to show you this yesterday when I was setting up your computer. 5.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little longer now.
I had 5.
There you go.
With your antivirus, you have dark web monitoring, and you did have an alert that at some point one of your accounts had been breached, and it showed me the email address and password that it showed up in a database somewhere.
Huh. Cool. I hope they pay some of my bills. They're like, this poor guy doesn't have any money. Let's help him out.
But now, do we want to pull the curtain back to the conversation we had last week that I stuck poor Bree in the middle of, or do we just want to leave that behind?
Oh boy.
By the text message you sent me
I'm not sure.
about
Remind me.
your OneDrive account.
Oh my gosh.
Justin, did you hear the? Yeah, you heard this one, didn't you?
I don't know. He might not have been at his desk at that point.
I might have been zoning out. I don't know.
So yeah, my OneDrive, everybody's OneDrive got reset.
Mm-hmm.
So I texted Joe and asked him for my password, and he said, "Well, how am I supposed to know?" And I'm like, "Well, if you don't know, who would?" Because I don't know, and I can't figure out anybody else that might know. And I can't remember. I don't know how Bree got drawn into it.
I happened to call in Bree about that time because I was setting up your.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you were on the phone, and I was still sitting there scratching my head, thinking, why would my OneDrive password stuff not be with Joe? You know, or somewhere where I had access to it, because I don't know. Anyway, I have issues, but that's why I have a tech guy. But apparently the OneDrive stuff went through Samantha, who does our timesheets and all that good jazz. So yeah, I had to get. It took me a little while to figure this out. I'm slow, okay? But anyway, so go ahead, Joe.
So I have to call him about that time, and Bree answers the phone, and I'm talking to Bree, and all of a sudden Dave hollers in the background, "Hey, ask Joe about what my OneDrive password is." And I told Bree, I said, "You tell Dave that if he had a password manager like Bitwarden, that he would not need to be pestering me." And Bree just goes dead silent.
Yeah. I saw her pause and just stare straight ahead.
Yeah, I
was
could.
like, huh.
Yeah, I could hear I could hear the panic, and I couldn't see her. And I said, Bree, it's okay. Dave will know you're joking. To tell him that I said that, and I said, you're good.
Yeah. She turned around, did a little shrug, and like, hey, he says get bit, Warden. I was like, it's dirty dog. We had this conversation. He's hitting me with it again.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I came back. I came back with a no, why would I got an IT guy for that.
Yeah, that's exactly what
you
you
were
said.
like, well, you don't have one for one trial.
Yeah.
I don't have that. It's like, oh, man. He's right.
I provide these tools.
I conveniently ignored them. Yeah, passwords. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, who needs them?
Yeah. Just because I was locked out of my OneDrive for an hour.
Yeah, just because I couldn't get any work done and couldn't get anywhere. Yeah, who needs them?
I know. That's what I was saying. Like, man, what happened here? I didn't understand because I haven't had to do anything with OneDrive authentication forever.
Yeah.
You know, so I had no idea. Wasn't on my radar of things to be aware of. Anyway, technologically challenged.
Well, here's a question for you, Joe.
Oh,
tech
right.
guy.
Oh yeah, tech guy.
Is there a big advantage to using something like Bitwarden or some other password manager as opposed to just your Chrome profile,
Absolutely.
your Google profile?
Absolutely.
All right.
Encryption. And let me tell you, so literally, if you save your passwords in your browser right now, all I have to do is take your laptop, go to settings, type in password, and in the browser it says password manager, and you click that, and it gives me all those saved passwords you have.
Well, then you need another password from there.
No.
Windows password to view them.
Well, it depends. If your computer already has administrative privileges, you don't.
Okay.
So wait a minute, you're saying that's a bad thing, Joe?
Yes, like I told you yesterday.
That I conveniently ignored.
yeah.
I pretend like I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, I'm kind of sitting around with no encryption, I guess. Yeah. Someone with some basic computer skills could get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of a password vault, that it's encrypted.
Right.
Got it.
This
All
is, I gotta say, it's all a little confusing, so I'm just going to ignore it and do what I've been doing.
I'm gonna say, I think I almost have Justin convinced.
I know, he's on the...
Dave,
on
I'm
the
almost like, at some point you can only preach so much and then just leave them on their own.
Yeah. Now look, some people in life, Joe, just have to learn the hard way. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people.
Yeah, but I'm trying to save you money, not make you buy a life lesson is what I'm trying to do.
I know. And I really appreciate it. And you've been right 100% of the time. But I'm an old dog that struggles to learn new tricks.
But it makes your life easier. It saves you time. You don't have to spend half the morning trying to figure out your OneDrive password.
Well, I stayed busy doing other stuff. I just couldn't do that particular thing for a while. But anyway, I got a tech guy for that. I don't know about him. But yeah, anyway, Google. Gosh,
Yes.
I can't even remember what you're talking about Google.
The iOS app for Google Photos is broken.
Dang it.
I don't even know that I use Google Photos.
Yeah, you do. More than likely you do.
Of course you do. Yeah, I would know. That's why I got a tech guy that tells me what.
Tell me what I do and do not do.
Where do my photos go? I don't know. Anyway. So, all right, I can't even remember.
Up next,
now.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Good
Tell
old
me,
Facebook.
Is this good or bad?
Depends on what side of the fence you're on this one.
Oh boy.
So if you have an Amazon Fire TV device and you have the Facebook Watch app, get ready. It's getting ready to leave.
Really?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
So, well, here, that's probably why they're getting rid of it. So Facebook,
Nobody uses it.
yeah, created an app across like Roku, multiple platforms called Facebook Watch. It was basically an app that would let you watch, instead of scrolling through Facebook videos and reels on your phone, you could do it on your TV.
Wow.
So they nixed that app on Roku some time ago, many years ago.
Yeah.
And now, but yet they, for some reason, they was still lingering on Amazon Fire TV devices. So they announced that starting in April, after April 7th, that the app will no longer be supported or be available on those devices.
is the market getting so saturated that the weak ones are falling off? Is that what we're seeing?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, and Facebook keeps hemorrhaging money over the knuckleheaded moves that they make, that they're trying to cut costs where they can.
Ooh, telephone.
I think so.
Oh, get the number ready, Justin.
Yeah, because I think I heard that they was one of the tech companies that had to lay a bunch of people off last week.
Well, okay, we had this conversation last week, not us, but me and a couple other people last week at soccer. And we talked about it. The thing is, and everybody is riled up, oh, we're losing jobs. Well, so this was the example we had. A tech company added, or a company added 50,000 jobs.
Right.
Now they laid off 7,000.
Yeah.
But you're still a net bonus of 143,000.
Yeah.
You know, or 43,000
43,000,
jobs. So it's not like it's like any other business. You know, like a florist gets a big bump today.
Right.
So they're going to hire a couple extra people part time. You know, just to get them through today. But then they'll lay those people back off.
Right.
You know, and it's like that.
Right.
But people were so bad because the whole conversation stemmed, and it was really unique. I liked it. Let me put it that way. That's why I said unique, but probably the wrong word. But anyway, I liked it because the one guy's like, man, they're laying off people left and right, blah, blah, blah. And the other guy's like, hey, listen, this is what you don't know or don't realize. And he's like, you know, it's a net 43,000 jobs. So it's not like this is a bad thing. It just happens in business.
Right.
And the example he used was florists. So I'm still in I'm still in the whole conversation. So don't be too impressed. This is not me. I was just a third-party listener. But, you know, and that was his example. He's like, hey, coming up on Valentine's Day, florists will add 2 or 3 part-time jobs, and then they'll lay them back off. Doesn't mean business changed necessarily. It just means that there was a hump that they had to get through. And
Right.
But, you know, the florist business is still good.
Right.
Just because they laid off a couple people doesn't mean they're going under.
Right.
What's the analogy for tech companies that the pandemic resulted in?
Yeah,
Way more
yeah,
people.
yeah, everybody in the
online.
pandemic really hammered tech, and it's the same way with outdoor stuff like motorcycles, UTVs, bicycles. You know, there was a huge rush of doing stuff outside, camping gear, RVs, and now that that market's tailoring back down to normal,
Yep.
coming back down to the level spot. So, there's going to be, but to be a savvy businessman, as I understand the conversation, you know that. Your
Right.
business knows that, so like you can stop building RVs like a madman and or bicycles or whatever. And when you kind of get caught up, don't over excessively order your stuff because the bump's over and it's going to level back out.
Yeah, because when I heard that last week, the news is in all this uproar, these tech companies laying people off. I'm sitting there thinking, you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It was a whole pandemic deal where
Yeah.
they hired all these people. I mean, you knew it was coming. Don't sit there and act like you're shocked that all of a sudden a drove of people were getting laid off.
There's been examples of people there for 15, 20 years though that have been
Well,
kind of in the mix as well.
the companies tend to lay off the higher wage earners if they can because it saves them money. I have a solution though. Shell made record-breaking profits again. They should just hire everybody.
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
have them.
Shell's killing it. And I've got gas this morning, $3.47. What in the world?
Well,
Find something for them to do over at Shell.
Yeah. How else can they have record-breaking profits, Dave, if they don't raise prices? I mean, come on, man. Now, you're a businessman. You know how this works.
I know how it's working, all right. My gosh. The average person that has to drive to work is getting beat up.
So Joe, did you say Facebook Watch is totally done?
Yes. Well, on the Amazon Fire devices, Fire
Ah.
TV devices, yes.
So like on your phone, you could still use
Oh
it.
yeah, absolutely. That's what they're steering more towards. They're more steering me back to your computers, your mobile devices, not so much your TV.
Interesting.
But I'm surprised that I was actually surprised when I read the article that the Fire TV app was still available, because I know they killed off Roku's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I was just shocked. So if you have an Apple Fire TV device and you watch Facebook videos on it, get ready, because you should have already been notified if you haven't already, but come after April 7th, that app will no longer be available on that device.
Oh, there you go.
But you can still go to their website, facebook.com/watch, to watch all of your Facebook content.
Okay.
So you just have to go to the website.
I will not be partaking in any of that, so I'm not worried. But for the people out there that do, you've been thusly warned.
Yes.
All right, got another quick one to throw in.
Ooh, okay.
Oh boy.
Microsoft Bing, the search engine pretty much no one uses, is trying to take on Google a little bit with implementing an AI technology into the search engine. This one guy did a review of it, and he claims this AI lets you do some unique searches where Bing comes out on top over Google. So one example is he searched, "What's a good day hike on a road trip from Los Angeles to Albuquerque?" He claims if you put that into Google, it's not really going to know what you're getting at. But with this AI technology, it's going to kind of use its little powers of deduction and it'll see what the route is like, and it'll look up all these hikes along the route, and it'll show some stuff to you. I don't know. I've never tried it, but that's what this guy is claiming. He threw 10 questions at the new Bing search engine, and he claims it came out on top for like more difficult searches or unique
This sounds
questions.
like 9 out of 10 dentists say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you didn't pay the 10th one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you had 10 out of 10. But anyway.
Well, the
I think he also said he's been using Bing for years, so he might be.
Well, okay, yes. Yeah, so
He wants to say it's.
yeah.
Come on, everybody. We're going streaking.
Yeah.
Let's go. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's from the movie Old School, by the way. And it was one guy. There wasn't everybody. So. Will Ferrell. Gotta love him.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I use Bing. So should everybody else.
Yeah. So it reminds me of this meme I see all the time from Jurassic Park,
Mm-hmm.
where they're on the island and talking, and they're talking to it. To me, it's Newman from Seinfeld.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I use Bing. Hey, look, this guy uses Bing. See, look, nobody cares.
Did you guys like that meme I sent to you last night or yesterday?
Yes.
Yep.
I got such a kick out of it. I knew you guys would too. You're welcome. I'm here. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
That's my contribution to the Tech Podcast. So there's a meme. It had a sign that said "Hot Air Balloon Rides canceled for now." After we shut down a couple of whatever objects. But anyway.
Yeah, but I like how it had to go clear cross country before they could take it out.
Yeah.
Crazy story.
They got the other 3 before they came across Canada.
So, well, I heard yesterday that they didn't know if those was just happened to be like weather balloons or something that got blown off course or what. I was like,
whatever it is, they're down and out now. By
yeah.
golly.
It was like, well, you sure got those taken care of in a hurry. Why didn't you take care of the other one?
I don't know. That sounds fishy to me because I feel like our military is very competent, and I feel like they wouldn't have let that happen unless there was a reason. And I just imagine they can't say what the reason is.
Well, they've got orders. They got people that they got to answer
Yeah,
to
well,
as well.
that's what I'm saying.
so-
Somebody very smart in this, CIA or something like that knows way more than I could ever fathom, made that decision. I'm confident. Like I just don't see our military as being bumbling knuckleheads.
No,
They're
no,
like,
no,
hey,
no,
look
no,
at this
no.
big balloon. No, I'm not saying you
Right,
are.
right,
I'm just
right.
saying everybody's like, why'd they let it go all the way across? And I was like, man, we could shoot down something very easy. I mean, we got fighter jets all over the place,
Right.
and so forth. And I've been listening to NPR, and they make comments, and they talk to some people, and one of them was the NORAD radar detection system. They've been fine tuning it now to pick up smaller objects as more of a focus, because it's meant for bigger, faster missiles and stuff.
Right.
So they fine tuned it down to catch more little stuff and pay more attention to that. I was like, man, that's the kind of people that we have running this stuff. So,
But when they were saying
but I
on the
agree
news,
with you. It seems super weird to let it go all the way across America and then shoot it down.
yeah, because they said that the reason that they didn't want it to take it out anytime soon was because they was afraid of debris. Like, look,
No, I've been to Montana. There's like 5 people.
exactly. It's like, why didn't you? There was all kinds of room, and you can't tell me that they couldn't have like traced it to fall and then like mark off like
Yeah,
a 2-mile radius.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
okay, nobody coming within this area.
Yeah, I agree.
So something. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
that was
but
a-
Yeah, that's
not
what I
adding
mean.
up.
That makes me
That's
think
a-
there's something else there. But hey, do what we did with these 3. Shoot it down over Canada and don't worry about where it falls.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Canada's mostly forest.
Because like
The trees will catch it.
they thought it's almost like they acted like, well, we didn't notice until it hit Montana. Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can't talk about like a dirt bike unless not my phone knowing about it. But you miss a weather balloon.
Yeah. And then and letting it get all the way to the ocean. So now they got to go in the ocean to get it.
Yeah.
That's really, I don't know. Like I say, I just feel like there's higher higher up people that know a lot more that plan that out and said, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, I like to have fun with conspiracy theories every once in a while, and this one's
I love
just
it.
stinking like one.
Yeah, I love it. So, because those are always interesting. Because, again, we have so much technology that a balloon's going to really get the better of us.
Right.
Come on now. So, I don't know. I'd love to know the real story.
Right.
So, if you think you know the real story, send it out there. We'll listen to it.
Yeah.
All the crazies just come out of the woodwork. Let me tell you.
Public service announcement. Experts warn that this is peak season for online romance scams,
Hey.
which accounted for a staggering 1.3 billion in losses last year. For people this time of year feeling a little lonely at home, somebody hits them up online during the Valentine's Day season.
How
and
could that
scams them out of
possibly?
money.
How would that scam
Okay,
work?
hold on. I want to change gears, Justin. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Is this your tip of the week?
Well, it wasn't. I contemplated because I saw this. Well, seriously, I saw this last night.
Hold on. I gotta ask.
Okay.
Is this because you're sitting there looking at the two of us and saying these two clowns don't have Valentine's and they're probably gonna get caught up in this scam?
Yeah.
I hope not. No, but
I met a real nice girl online.
Just
last
all of a
night.
sudden this morning, I got messages.
no.
She's from halfway across the world, but she's gonna come see me at some point.
But she's asking for money.
Just these
I
little
fronted her a
things.
little bit of money just
Yeah.
to help her out.
Oh my gosh.
No, but seriously, guys, we can discuss this and make this the tip of the week, or we can go with my original tip of the week. Because I saw that article last night, and I was like, I seriously flirted with that idea of.
I think you have to at this point because I kind of think Justin's on point here with, this is going to happen today.
Right.
I agree with it. Tonight everybody will be like, man, I don't have a date. Let me cruise online to see, and then there's going to be people out there waiting.
So Justin, if you want to hit the highlights, we'll sit and discuss. So that is this week's tip of the week: how to avoid online love scams.
Okay. Do you want to pull up the article as well?
Yeah, was it?
It's on CNET. It's called "Don't Get Scammed This Valentine's Day,"
There we go.
and I mean,
I feel like we could cover this really easy to say, listen, don't be a knucklehead
Yeah.
and give money to anybody just because you're
Yeah.
lonely and it's spur of the moment type decisions. Just don't do it.
well,
But go ahead, Justin.
there's a company called Aura who did a survey in January. 1,000 Americans were surveyed about their dating experiences. 30% reported spotting suspected fraudulent behavior. And 17% admitted that they themselves experienced fraud. Of the group that was swindled, 13% said they lost money,
Wow.
with their losses averaging more than $2,000.
That's 130 people out of 1,000.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Well, I think it's even smaller. I think 17% of 1,000 said they experienced fraud, but then only 13% of that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Lost.
130 people out of 1,000 lost money. That's a lot of knuckleheads. I mean, 1,000's not a very big sample size.
No, but
Right.
still, that's still a pretty
Yeah.
big ratio.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
For a small sample size,
Yeah.
130 out of 13% is big.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's like standard deviation is only 4 or 5%.
One of the people running the survey said, either people haven't learned or the scammers are getting better.
I would like to weigh in, please. Yes.
Yes to both, probably.
I don't feel like this is like a new scam, though. I mean, gosh. Just
Well-
don't give money to people.
Well, guys, it's like this. This is the way I look at it. They wouldn't be doing it if they weren't making money at it.
Well, what was it, 1.3 billion?
Yeah.
My goodness, that's a lot of money to exchange hands.
Yeah. So here's typically how they work. And it goes back to this is the same type of scam, except instead of Christmas gifts, we're talking about love.
Yeah.
And a lot of these, here's how they start. Like you'll get a random Facebook message from this attractive person,
Yeah.
and you're going, "Hey, I'm the luckiest duck in the world. This attractive person is just falling madly in love with me."
So this would be my reaction if it was like you said, this attractive person. I'd be like, that's red flag number one.
Yeah.
A, I'm not that pretty, so not buying.
Yeah. Because even if this attractive person was attracted to me, there must be something else seriously wrong with me.
Yeah, bless their little heart. They don't realize they're talking to me. They think they're talking to somebody else that's way prettier.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Whoops, wrong number.
What's the shoot from the movie Neighbors? The guys, the good-looking guy, Zac Efron, stands out in front of the clothing store modeling. I don't know.
I haven't seen
Gucci
it.
or something
Yeah.
like that. But anyway, I was like, yeah, that's not me. I will not be shirtless modeling out in front of a store anytime soon. So
Yeah.
you have the wrong number. Thank you and goodbye. Oh boy. Be real, people. Come on.
Yeah, so here's how they start. They'll either send you like a message on social media or they'll send you a text message. They'll do something to target you.
Yeah.
And then it'll start off with, just some innocent flirtatious talk, and then as the days or weeks progress, then they get you comfortable, and then you're talking to this person every day. Then all of a sudden, hey, I need $20 for something.
Yeah.
Oh well, they've been really nice to me, and
The one I saw was, hey, I'm here. I forgot my wallet or something like that, because I did see an article on this. I forgot my wallet. It's always a plausible excuse. I forgot my wallet. Can you Venmo me $20?
Yeah.
I couldn't get a hold of anybody else.
right.
And it starts like that. You're right. It was like foot in the door approach.
Yeah.
Ask for something. It's a silly emergency, nothing major, but hey, if you could spot me 20, that'd be great. I'll pay you back.
Right. Yeah, so yes, sir. Actually, there is a FBI page. Of course, the page
Oh,
isn't
boy.
working. Over called romance scams. Yeah.
By the way, it's Valentine's Day, but that page isn't working today. You're welcome.
Okay, here we go. I finally got the link to work. Okay, so be careful what you post and make public online. Scammers can use details shared on social media and dating websites to better understand and target you. So this is where, again, be careful what you post on social media and who can see it. If you have your account set to public, which I have my account set to public, but literally I have nothing on my account that,
Yes.
what?
I do not. Mine's on private, Joe.
Yeah, but you've seen my account. What do I have on there that I only want, certain people to see?
Well, no, just small victory for me. That's
Okay.
all I
Well, I
say.
said,
I am more secure in Joe in one thing.
well, that's because
I want a
I don't
trophy.
post enough interesting stuff to make mine private.
I don't either, ironically, but
Yeah.
it is private.
So that's
I
what.
think.
So and it's the little things, like if you're a fan of a particular show and you make a lot of posts about that show, scammers will pick up on that and they will use that as your target. It's like, hey, I see that you post a lot about The Office, for example, and then they'll send you little pictures and you think, oh, I'm really making a connection with this person. Well, that's part of how they do it.
Wow.
Next, research the person's photo and profile using online searches to see if the image, name, or details has been used elsewhere. So that's a quick one. I can spot most of the time. I can spot a spam account a mile away because you can tell that photo is just one that they pulled off the internet, and I don't know what it is. It's just something about a particular photo. You can tell it's like a stock photo somewhere or a duplicated picture.
So you can take that picture and then do a search. Can you plug that in and
Yeah.
see if it shows up somewhere else?
Yeah, Google actually has a what they call an image search,
Mhm.
and you can I can download your Facebook picture
Yeah.
and upload it on Google, and Google do its search and see if you can find that exact picture anywhere else.
Nice.
That's pretty wild.
So and next is go slowly and ask lots of questions. Don't just fall head over heels in love just immediately. Do a little homework.
Oh, Joe, what fun is that?
Okay.
It's Valentine's Day. Come on now.
And next tip, and this is from the FBI. So Justin, are there any other tips on CNET?
One more here that says, for those out there that use dating apps, be wary if someone wants to move the conversation to an outside messaging app like WhatsApp or Signal.
That was literally the next one on my list.
I've heard of WhatsApp. But
Yeah.
what was the other one?
Signal, yeah, it's just, I think it's an encrypted chat thing.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so if they're right out of the barrel, they go, hey, well, let's stop talking here. Let's move over to there.
Let's take this to WhatsApp.
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, what are they doing on WhatsApp that you can't discuss this on the same dating app? That's something's really
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on if it's too good to be true. Probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that golden rule right
First-
away.
But I'm still saying $1.3 billion.
No, that is crazy to me. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this, honestly.
I
don't know
can't believe this is a tip. Never send someone personal information like your social security number.
Oh my gosh, really? People.
Well, once we get to the tips, I've got a perfect example of how all this works, and you guys will back me up 100% on it.
Also says be careful sending risque photos that can be used as extortion later.
Duh. Yeah. Okay. So now that's where some of that money comes into play.
Yeah, they need to send this down to teenagers.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes. So here's how part of this scam works, because it's one of the many scams. Is they'll want you to send risque photos. You send them. Another month that goes down the road, and they go, "Hey, send me X number of dollars, or I'm gonna post these pictures online."
Yeah.
Everybody at your work's gonna see these or whatever.
Yeah. I know where you work. I know your boss. I have your boss's email. Their email address is blah 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 blah.
Dang.
I will send these to them if you don't pay me.
I'd be like, sweet. I'm not that pretty. Put them on out there.
Yeah.
Let's see the reaction on this. I'm pretty sure this is going to backfire.
Yeah.
People are going to say, time out. Take them down. Take them down.
We'll pay to take them down.
I'd be like, heck yeah, put it out there.
Yeah. Let's ride this train. And beware if the individual promises to meet you in person, but then always comes up with an excuse on why he or she can't. If you haven't met the person after a few months for whatever reason, you have a good reason to be suspicious.
Yeah.
Duh.
Man.
And,
I mean, so I could see people, especially older people, getting scammed into this because they worry a lot and it's a different world. Like my
Right.
mom, I have to keep tabs on. I keep tabs on my mom just because, you know, she doesn't understand the technology as much and the savvy ways of getting scammed.
right.
And you know, she's one of those people like you always do a really good Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, tips of the weeks that involves, hey, just because somebody calls or emails or messages you and says your bill is past due and this is going to be critical and it's a crisis and hurry up and send money.
Right.
She's the type that worries about that. Like she wants her credit to be good, you know.
Right.
She couldn't live with herself if she didn't pay a bill.
Right.
It just, you know, one of those things. So I keep an eye on her. and which aggravates the crap out of her sometimes. If I'm like, listen, you just don't understand. The technology world has expanded like crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And her information's online. You know, it's not hard to look up her name, her age, and her address.
Yeah.
And her phone number, and she's a target because of her age.
Right, and that's so. This makes me think in that same scenario that people were, you know, fall into that trap, like you said, Joe. You know, ooh, this is my lucky day. You know, it's my lucky day. My gosh. Don't let it be your lucky day in that manner.
Yes.
You'd be in trouble.
And last and most certainly not least, never, ever, 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 did I say never, ever?
Mm-hmm.
Under any circumstances, send these knuckleheads money.
Yeah. Gosh. Well, Joe, I think this is a great tip of the week, especially today, so people out there pay attention today.
So here's something, here's some food for thought. You know, Dave, we're sitting here going, this is crazy. Why would anybody in their right mind? Guys, if you remember, we watched a movie on our other podcast.
Yeah.
Been there, watched that. We watched a movie that draws this out perfectly.
You got to remind me.
The Tinder
Swindler. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My
That was
gosh.
hundreds of thousands of dollars per person.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So prime example.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, and people, I don't want to sound mean because somebody out there is probably like, oh, man, that's me, and now I sound stupid. But, you know, people get desperate.
Yeah.
And they get lonely, and, you know, anxiety and loneliness and depression all run together.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, like, Johan Uri did a book called Lost Connections. And what he did was he connected the dots between loneliness to anxiety to depression. And they run right in that order. And, man, what a hard downward spiral to pull yourself out of.
Right.
So I can see people getting really lonely and bummed, and this is what I'll say. Listen, if you need a box of chocolates, call Joe. He'll send it to you. If that's what you need to get through this holiday without getting scammed, call Joe.
And a bonus tip: if you feel lonely this Valentine's Day, watch the Tinder Swindler,
Yeah.
and it will and you'll feel better about yourself.
Yeah, you will. It'll change your perspective for
Yes.
sure. But I mean, you know, you just got to fight through that. Don't get taken advantage of.
And it has to be a very serious scam if the FBI has an article on their website and tips on how to avoid.
Well, and this is the other thing for your mental health. Be aware. Valentine's Day is just a marketing deal. It's marketed so that, you know, flowers are a big business today. Chocolate candy's a big business today.
Yeah.
And all those businesses put tons of money into marketing to make you feel bad and make you feel like you need to go spend money on those things to be valid, and you don't. You know,
Right.
just keep that in mind. It's better to be authentic. Don't worry about the box of chocolates. And Joe will give you his number here later. He'll call and he'll send you one. Problem solved. Justin, what's the
Yeah.
number?
927-3588.
Hey now. I'm gonna text Nick. Hey Nick, just a heads up. You get some people calling about chocolate. We no longer sell chocolate. We never did, but we're not gonna start.
Yeah, Cena's just gonna come home and it's like, where's my chocolate? Sorry, I had to mail that out.
Yeah, ask Dave.
Well, anyway, don't throw me into this.
I've got all the evidence right here. We're talking about it.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's a really good tip of the week. We got anything else we need to cover on that?
Justin, is there anything else?
No, that's it, I think.
That's it.
Recap it real quick. One of you recap it just to
Go ahead, sir.
reinforce that idea.
Yeah, basically, need to be wary, this time of the year that if you are feeling lonely, definitely do not get pulled in with someone who you don't know, who's reaching out to you on the internet, whether it could even be on a dating app. Sometimes they will try to get you to go to another app like WhatsApp. Then, like Joe said, they'll get their foot in the door with building up some trust, and they could even possibly be targeting you with some memes or something that they know that will resonate with you because they've been stalking you basically online.
Yeah.
So that just be very wary of anybody online because there's no way they can really totally prove who they are.
I got some memes for you. The one
Yeah.
about the balloon I thought was a home run.
Yes.
They'll be like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? He's sending me funny memes about balloon rides. And, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I get the kick out of the dumbest memes. It's so funny. I send it around my little circle. I'll start including you guys in it.
All right. But basically, if you're looking for love, be extra careful, especially around today.
Mhm.
Yeah, gosh. Don't get all sentimental and mushy and give in and send somebody money.
Or you'll be
Just
part of that $1.3 billion.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Just that
1.3
figure, yeah.
billion.
Definitely take that into consideration because
Do you want to
there are people getting scammed out there.
Yeah. Do you want to be a statistic? If
Yeah.
so,
For your own mental health, just get off social media today if you don't have a Valentine. Just do that.
yes, absolutely.
Even if you have a Valentine, give them your attention, not your social media.
Yes.
That-
Perfect tip.
Yeah,
That pretty much.
that would be a good policy.
Yes.
I'm gonna go home and look up Valentine's Day memes just to send you guys, all of you, especially you, Joe. We'll be like, yeah, you got a Valentine, you scoundrel. Read this meme.
Yeah.
And it'll probably have a cat in it.
Probably.
I got the biggest kick out of at Christmas time. There's a meme that has a cat that's staring at one of the the shiny, reflective, glowing bulbs that you hang on your tree.
Yeah.
You get a really good close up of the cat staring into it. It's like, ooh, shiny, I must kill you. And Katie has 2 kittens, and I was just like, perfect. Although, ironically enough, they didn't mess with our Christmas tree. I was super surprised.
Really?
Yeah. But I was like, yep, for all the cat people out there, I must kill you, shiny. The wonder, Anyway, I get a kick out of silly stuff, Joe.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, all right. Well, that's our deal for this week. Apple, Google, Facebook, and Valentine's Day scams to the tune of 1.3 billion. People, do not be part of that.
Yeah, looking for love in all the wrong places.
There you go.
They should do a song about that.
They should. So, Joe, if people want their box of chocolate from you, how do they get a hold of you?
For all technical non-chocolate related issues, give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com. And if you look, there's no chocolate there either. And follow us on social media on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at amdigitaltech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
All right. Well, for everybody out there that doesn't know, and I know it probably gets a little repetitive, but A&M Digital Technology is one of our local businesses here. Joe and Cena own and operate. Keeps all the wheels turning behind the patch, and Joe was working on my computer yesterday, which I have a really, I hate that computer, so I'm really happy I had to get a new one.
I thought you were going to say you hate your new one. I was like, wait a minute.
No, the new one has not shut off yet, and I had internet, so
Perfect.
like when I got home yesterday evening, I did some email, and I was like, ooh, my computer's working at work, so I can actually do something.
Yes.
Which is a big change. I've been fighting this the last 6 or 8 months, so that's kind of why I refuse to change my passwords. But, anyway, so A&M Digital Technology, our local community technology business. Make sure you support them. Support all our local businesses here in Spencer and Roane County area. And we'll be back next week with more. So for myself, Joe, and Justin, we are out of here. Everybody have a great Valentine's Day. And again, please listen to the tip of the week. Don't be part of that 1.3 billion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gosh.